Oh! Who would that be? Our new guest. Welcome, Jorg. We have awaited your arrival. Fear not, for we look to help you. Allow me to address myself. My name is Amelia. You must be wondering where you are, but do not fret. You are dead. But so are all of these, so it's okay. All of us have kicked the bucket with some sort of unfinished business, which is why you are here. Jorg, you have unfinished business in which you need to address before you can move on to whatever awaits you. I know it may seem hard, but you'll figure it out in time. As for me, my unfinished business is my husband. Oh, my husband. My husband, Iago, was but a villain, deceiving myself and my mistress, sweet Desdemona. I regret that I did not stand up to that mere villain sooner. I think that if I could have saved my mistress's life, and my own. Before I came here, I'd felt tremendous rage as I was never taken gravely to my sex. Maybe if those men had ever taken me seriously, I could have prevented my own death, and the death of my mistress. But, lest I'm not the only one here who has regrets. Firdaus, would you like to start today's discussion?
I'd just like to say, Amelia, I understand your struggle with men who are unable to take women seriously. Throughout my life, I was very conflicted between the woman I wanted to be and the woman I was expected to be.
I felt that I never got to be the woman who I wanted to. During my life, I thought that I was, but I realized I never was who I wanted to be as a woman, only what society expected me to be. For so long, I held wariness of my husband Iago, and now I has to live with the guilt of knowing that my mistress Desdemona and her husband Othello have died because of that villain, let alone fell with hate towards each other because I did not speak up in an hour in which I should have. Society hath taught me that because I was a woman, I was not allowed to contradict my husband, but I cannot help but feel anger at myself for not seeing clearly how destructive my husband Iago had been, how he ruined the love for Desdemona and Othello. I desire for their sakes that they are somewhere better, and together, for the world treated those folk most unkindly. However, after so much time in the afterlife, Astai has been here the longest out of us. I realize that although the guilt is something that I will carry with me still, there's a way to live with it. Thou hast to recall, Jorg, that people change, even if we don't notice it. Looking back on the mistress I was in life, I am proud to say that I am much stronger now, and I am not afraid to speak the truth, even if it be others disagree with me. I would like to think that my dear friend Desdemona would forgive me, and might even have been proud of who I've become. I hope that you can come to a resolve like I have, Jorg. Even though I will always feel an unbearable guilt for my inability to stop the death of my mistress and myself, I was able to move on and accept my actions in my previous life.
At least you got to be a woman. I have no face!
Before I continue, I'd like to introduce myself to Jorg. My name is Firdaus. I grew up in Egypt around the same time as you. I cannot tell you what a relief it has been to have the pressure of life as a woman in Egyptian culture lifted off my shoulders. Talking through my decisions also helped a great deal. I know it may be difficult for you, Jorg, but I must say that if I had not done so, I'm not sure I would have been able to find the sense of peace that I now have.
All respects given, my lady. I am not you, nor you.
Well, if I may continue, I will explain how we are similar. Now, I'm not usually one to speak much, but I see much of my own confliction between oneself and culture in you, Jorg, which is why I believe I can help. As a child, I watched my father beat my mother and abuse my siblings. I myself was abused. I can see that now. My point is, the manner in which I grew up watching men treat women confused me. I didn't understand why anyone would ever want to be married if they were not in love, or if their husband beat them brutally. I went into the business of prostitution believing this was the only way to survive, and for an unmarried woman, it was. In the culture I lived in, the idea of a woman holding any sort of power and obtaining that power on her own, independently of a man, was simply unheard of. You yourself might even struggle to comprehend this idea.
That's not true. Well, maybe a little.
If I may say so, I was a very successful businesswoman, all on my own. I may not be proud of the business I was involved in, but I did what I needed to do in order to survive, and without compromising my values, and for that, I'll always be proud. Yes, I made more than a few mistakes in my life, but now that I've had the space and time to reflect, I've realized that I would not change anything, even if I had the chance to.
Really?
You see, each one of those mistakes led me to becoming the woman I am now. A woman that is not by any means perfect, but still an intelligent and confident person. Even though I wish my life could have happened differently, I've accepted what did happen. And have once again found the strength I possessed in life. While I still have regrets, and I'm sorry my life had to be so difficult, I am happy I did not fall into what was expected of me, simply because it was the easier option. So Jorg, I hope that you understand all of this has only become easier to speak of because I allowed myself time to heal.
How did you do that?
Well, I let go of most of my regrets speaking to a psychologist before I was executed. I hope that even if you're not comfortable doing so now, that eventually you will be able to talk to us about your life and heal in the same ways we have. My greatest hope for you is that while we still have regrets, you will come to a point where you do not regret your life.
I am beloved and she is mine. My mother's eyes cry with rage as she quickly grazes my neck, allowing her love to spill out my neck like a fountain. Found like savages in chains, no master wanted to claim the monster that cannot be tamed, her baby feeding on me. She is free from suffering, but will never be free from me. I follow them in the streets because without me, they are not complete. I have no name even to be claimed. She claims to be my mother. What mother kills her own child? Her so-called beloved, only experiencing 2 years, her tears mean nothing to me. Please tell me why me, why I thought I was yours and you were mine to keep, mine to hold, your little flower waiting to grow. The flowers we took from leaves, your memory. The day you killed me, I am now separated from her. There is no place where I stop when you claim me. Don't let me go, let me take what's mine. You were mine, not hers. In the beginning, I could see her ears shining. We picked flowers and tied them around the baskets. The casket I laid in, you laid on for the rest of the rest of my life with no future, no claim, just past. She cast me away, still never claimed. I have no name. She spins me, avoiding me, rubbing me away like chamomile sap. I'm so spiteful that again, night, day, waiting for the circle around my neck, I see her face, the face that is going to smile at me, mine. I see her face, which is mine. I have no face. Her face is mine. I hear chewing, swallowing, and laughter. I am the laugher. It is the smiling that was going to smile at me. I love my face, my dark face, close to me, close to freedom from the men without skin. I went to the other side, cried to see her. Daddy's coming for us. You're mine. You are mine. You are mine.
That was deep.
Beloved, what are you doing with that ice? This isn't even mine, beloved. Well, within this wall of flesh, there's a soul that counts the creditor for sharing. I know you're still working through some things, so we're just gonna move on.
I guess that's me then. Hi. As it's been said, my name is Jorg Berisha. Forgive me if I've been quiet. I guess this is all very new to me. Where I come from, you aren't allowed to share your feelings. You keep them inside so as to seem stronger than you are. It's weakness to have emotion outside of pride and rage and a lust for blood. Especially hearing a woman speak out like this is new to me. But what I can't seem to grasp is that it's over. It is over, isn't it? The bloodshed and the rules and the fear and the Canoon, it has just a way of it just gets into your head and into your blood and it doesn't let go. I just wish I could see her, save her from the bloodshed too.
What's her name?
Well, I don't know.
Did you claim her?
Huh?
Do you even know this woman's name?
No, she was traveling in a carriage with a man, I assume her husband, but there was just something about her eyes, how they stared at me as the carriage pulled away, how her hand kept wiping the condensation off the glass as if she was trying to keep looking at my gaunt face. Will I see her again? Amelia, was it? Will I see the woman from the black carriage? Will she want to see me? Will I see anyone again? Zeph, my brother?
Of course you'll meet your lady again, Jorg. Please tell me about her. How did you meet her?
Like I said, she was just from the carriage. I tried to get to her at the end, but I think I died before. I killed him. Zeph, I did it. I didn't want to, but I had to. It was the Canoon and my family and everyone around me telling me what to do and how to think, how to act, what blood to spill and when to spill my own. My family, they didn't want me to take the longer Bissa. They would have been ashamed had I. They thought it was my honorable duty to die. But no, I had to avenge my brother, who had to avenge another of our family, and so on and so forth. It's over, though, isn't it? It's over.
Telling us you fell in love with a woman you have never actually met? Have you never thought of taking the time to get to know a woman before declaring your love for her? Or consent? There's that thing called consent. Do you not find it just a bit unsettling that you have only observed her from a distance?
You have nice eyes.
Are you serious?
Nice.
Well then, that was our first session with Jorg. How do you guys think it all went?
You're very pretty.
Well, other than Jorg's undying love for a woman that he's never actually met, I think it went pretty well.
And how did you think that went?
That's not my name!